All right. And so, did you know that your astrological natal chart can help you to figure out your financial security? And so, in this live, I'm going to break down how you can use your natal chart in order to um, help you, give you unique insights on how you can approach money, wealth, and security. Okay. Um, and so before we jump into it, real quick, if you are new to me or to the channel, my name is Katrice. I am the practical insurance agent, and I teach entrepreneurial women how to protect and secure their finances using insurance. Okay. And so I know this is a little unconventional, but if you are a student of astrology like me, or you know a little bit about astrology and you want to know more how astrology can help you when it comes to your finances, then you definitely want to tune in to this live. Okay. And so if you are watching this live, please put comment live in the chat. And if you are watching on the replay, comment replay. Okay. All right. So let's jump into it. So there's three what you would call wealth houses in your natal chart. Okay. And so that is the second house, the eighth house, and the 11th house. Okay. And these houses play a vital role in your financial journey. Okay. And so when you pair this energy with smart insurance strategies, um, using insurance strategically, um, these houses can guide you to greater financial confidence and stability. Okay. Now, in tonight's live, I'm only going to be going over the second house, and I'll do the eighth house and the 11th house in a live all on their own. But we're going to just be talking about the second house tonight. Okay. And so the second house in astrology, that house governs it governs money, which is your personal finances, but it also governs your material possessions and your sense of self-worth. Okay. And so the second house also reveals how you earn and manage your personal resources. Okay. And so the second house not only indicates how you earn money, but it also reflects your attitude towards financial stability and your ability to sustain that income over time. Okay. Now, if you have planets in the second house, those planets, they will also, having planets in a house, it makes that area of life more important for you in this lifetime. Okay. So say you have, like we'll take, for example, myself. Okay. In my natal chart, I have Virgo in the second house. And in the second house, I have my sun and my Venus. Okay, so I have the sun in Virgo and Venus in Virgo in the second house. Okay, um, and so for me, money in this lifetime, money is very important to me. Me earning money, how I earn money is very, very important to me. Okay, the sun is it's your identity. What gives you your vitality, and money and material possessions. And I'm not like, and when I say it, money gives me my vitality, right? But it's not something to where like I'm money hungry or anything like that. But it also plays a role into your career as well, because the second house is trying the 10th house. 10th house is your career. Okay. And so my career is my 10th house is Taurus. Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and I have Venus in the second house. So for me, me teaching about money, me teaching about insurance, okay, I'm on brand with my chart. I'm aligned with my chart, right? And I know that's a little deep, but just know that for anybody who's a beginner in astrology, just know that having planets in a house, okay, having planets in your second house, it makes that area of life much more important for you in this lifetime. And depending on the planet or placement in that house, uh, it depends on how you are with your money. Okay. All right. So, say you had Venus or Jupiter in that house, then you may attract wealth with ease. Now, the sign that is on that house also plays a role as well, because depending on the planet may not um, it may not operate as well in that energy. Okay, so for example, take my chart. I have Venus in the second house, but it's in the sign of Virgo. Okay, and so when Venus is in Virgo, it doesn't operate that well in the sign of Virgo, right? However, because Venus is in the second house and Venus rules money, that helps Venus to function, it's not as restrictive in Virgo, say, as if it was in Virgo in the, say, fifth house. It wouldn't operate as well. Okay. And so you have to take that into account as well. Now, if you have, say, like a Saturn or a Uranus in the second house, that might require you to put in a little more effort when it comes to money or earning money, how you earn money, or having Uranus in the second house. That could make, Uranus is the planet of shock and sudden change. And so you might suddenly get a boatload of money, and then you might suddenly lose a boatload of money. Okay, having Uranus there. Um, and so whatever planet is in the second house, you definitely want to pay attention to that. Okay. You also definitely want to look at the sign that's on the house, because the sign is how that energy, that house's contents, is how it is expressed. Okay. So, for example, I have Virgo on the second house. So for me, I make my money in ways where I can serve, where I can be of service to people, because Virgo is an energy that is of service, right? I am a service provider as far as my business, insurance. I'm providing a service, right? Now, say you had Leo on the second house. Leo is fire energy, okay? And so having Leo on the second house, then you would make your money through in Leo type ways. So you might might be like an actor or a singer, okay? Or you might do something where you are performing, where you are acting. That is how a way that you can make money, okay? Now, when you have earth signs, which are what I call the practical signs. When you have those signs on the second house, so that would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, then you value stability and practicality. Okay. Hence the practical insurance agent. Okay. So you will prefer steady income over risky ventures. Okay. Now, we'll get into if you had fire, but if you had, say, like Aries on the second house, Aries is a very risk taking energy, but we'll get into that. But you also, at excel at building your savings or acquiring long-term assets. Okay. Um, and then you would benefit significantly from insurance policies that safeguard your possessions. Okay. And your income. Well, and your income. So you might want to get policies, things like disability income. Like you might want to get disability insurance. Okay. Um, so because you might be thinking, okay, what happens if I get disabled? How will I be able to, take care of myself, take care of my family? And so disability, some type of disability policy would be great for you versus, somebody else. They may not, they'll get it how they live, right? Depending on the energy that they have on the second house. Okay. Now, so a good example of that, Virgo second house thrives on detailed budgeting and might benefit from comprehensive insurance policies to cover every eventuality, because Virgo energy is an energy that is it's an overthinking energy. But and I won't say it's overthinking, it overanalyzes. Okay. Virgos, if you are a Virgo or a Virgo, um, people with strong Virgo energy, they analyze everything. They are great at pattern recognition, and they have a backup plan to a backup plan to a backup plan. And if you watch any of my videos, you've heard me talk about, you always need to have a backup plan to your backup plan. Because you never know, right? And so that's earth energy, right? Earth energy prioritizes stability. Okay. Now, if you have fire energy on your second house, so this would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. If you have fire energy on your second house, your approach to earning and managing money is more dynamic. Okay. So you're going to be somebody who you will take risk in pursuit of high rewards, often through entrepreneurship or investments. Okay. Um, you may overlook financial protection, um, but you may overlook financial protection. However, an accident or liability, some type of accident policy would be really good for you, especially if you have Aries on the second house, because Aries energy, and really all the fire signs do this, but Aries and Sagittarius for sure do this. They will act first and think later, right? So like I'm gonna say, like I have strong Sagittarius energy as well, and like I'm a Sagittarius moon, and sometimes I just do things, I just leap, and then I be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Oh, well, I mean, it always works out in the end. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of luck and abundance and optimism. And they always work out. However, fire energy tends to leap before it thinks and then thinks later. Okay, so some type of an accident policies. Or that's just an example, but that would be something that if you have that on the second house, you definitely want to look into. Okay, you're going to need some type of financial, and even when you go to invest, you may invest like really recklessly. Okay, so you may want to be careful. Make sure you have a really good financial planner, somebody who really understands finances, that can teach you how to still take risks, but not be reckless with it. Okay. And so an example would be if you have Sagittarius on the second house, you may excel in freelance or commission based work. And you might want to look into supplemental insurance. Um, things like supplemental policies that can help you to supplement your income, or to help to keep more of your income so that you don't, because your work is commission based, and which means your income may fluctuate. You will want to look into like insurance, into supplemental insurance policies that will pay you, especially like with health insurance. You're going to want to look into getting supplemental policies that you can utilize that will reduce your out of pocket cost. Okay. Now, if you have water on the second house, which would be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, um, your money is more than often tied to your emotional well-being and security. Okay, so for these people, they value financial safety nets. So they value health or and life insurance. Okay, because they are emotional, they value things. They're kind of like, in a way, water signs, water and earth are more alike when it comes to that, because they prioritize security. Okay, um, earth prioritizes uh, material security, and water prioritizes emotional security. They both prioritize security. So having insurance is a way of them being to secure, so it eases the anxiety. Okay, versus air and fire, they kind of just, it is what it is, go with the flow, we'll figure it out as we go. Okay, and that's way more fire than earth, but earth is in that, it's there too. I mean, air is there too. Okay, so um earth signs are, I mean, water signs are more intuitive about their money, but you may struggle with consistent saving habits. You may struggle with being consistent in with your money. Okay, so say you have Cancer in the second house, you're going to prioritize having health insurance, because Cancer energy is a very family oriented energy. It's a very nurturing energy. And so you're going to prioritize having health insurance, having that will cover your kids, for sure. And having life insurance to make sure that after you're gone, that your family, your children especially, are taken care of financially. You're going to always want to make sure that you have, that you've provided some type of safety net for your, not only just yourself, but your children as well. Okay. And then you have air energy, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so these signs bring analytical and innovative approaches when it comes to generating their income, right? So they may have multiple streams of income. Gemini energy is notorious for this. Um, Gemini energy will, in the second house, may have its hands in 50 million different pots. And they haven't mastered any of the income streams that they have, but they have at least two or three things that they have going on at once. Okay, and let me know if you know your natal chart. Um, let me know in the comments, what sign do you have on the second house, and if you have any planets there. Let me know in the chat. Okay, and so a Gemini second house might value policies, insurance that will adapt to changing circumstances. So when it comes to health insurance, because Gemini's be kind of energy is kind of all over the place, um, you may want to get like a health insurance plan that's portable. So you may want to get like a nationwide PPO plan. okay, um, that will cover you no matter where you go, versus somebody who has like Taurus on the second house. They may just want to get a plan that will, like a HMO plan. They may not, because they might just be stable, right? They might just be, where they are. They're not moving around like that. And so just a regular HMO plan would be good for them, right? Now, when you're looking at life insurance, whole life insurance might appeal to somebody who has um, Earth on the second house versus somebody who has air on the second house. Whole life insurance might not appeal to them. Term might appeal to them, or a universal life where it can fluctuate, right? Um, Universal life where you can adjust the premium. Okay, so depending on what you have on your second house, what energy you have on your second house, what planets you have in your second house, that really plays a key role when it comes to you looking at your insurance, right? Because is um, what a somebody with a Earth second house, what might be really really important to them may not be important at all to somebody who has fire on the second house. Okay, so you really have to take that into consideration. Okay, and so when you understand the sign and any planetary influences that are in your second house, it allows you to identify your core values. And so then you get to learn, okay, what material or financial security means to you. Okay. Because, and this is really key, like when like you're married with couples, when you are looking at sitting down and figuring out, okay, what, when it comes to money, what is important to me? What do I value? Right. And then your partner is like, okay, what do they value? And then you can kind of put that together and figure out, the best type of insurance that you need to get for the family. Right. Um, it helps you to choose the appropriate coverage because it'll match the policy type to your earning style and your possession, right? So you'll figure out what type of policies you need to cover how you earn your money and how you cover your possessions, right? And this is not just, you can't, you can use this when you're looking at any type of insurance. Okay, I only do health and life insurance, but this is for any type of insurance. Okay, and then it lets you know to enhance your self-worth, right? And so knowing that you have protected your money, you've protected your material possessions, it can boost your confidence. And it also, um, when you know your self-worth, it helps you in not only earning money, but also managing your money, because you can earn millions of dollars. If you don't know how to protect it and secure it and manage it, you're just earning just to give it away to somebody. Okay. And so you definitely, when learning your astrology, when you get to know your astrology, your personal astrology, you will really see how that plays out in your life. I know a lot of people think it's like woo or whatever, but you know, billionaires, okay, millionaires, billionaires use astrology to guide them because it's very specific, because it is individualized to you. It's not something cookie cutter. There's nothing cookie cutter about astrology. And so when you really sit down and you learn your chart and you take the time to study your chart, then you really get to know yourself. Okay. Um, so let me see here. Okay. Now, you always want to look at the ruler of that house. So you look at the sign that's on the second house and then the ruler of that house. So, um, for example, I have Virgo on the second house. Mercury is the ruler of my second house because Mercury rules Virgo. So then you want to look and see where Mercury is in your chart because that has influence over your second house. So I have Mercury in Libra in the third house, which is the next house over. And Libra energy is air energy. Mercury likes to be in air energy. And it is Mercury, Libra energy is the scales. It's a very balanced energy, right? It likes things to be balanced. And so, me having Mercury in Libra, I think things through and I look at everything through pros and cons. Okay. Libra energy is a pro and con energy. That's the pros outweigh the cons, that's the cons outweigh the pros. And whenever I am approaching something, I always look at it from pros and cons, whether it's a job, what's the pros and cons of a job, or whatever it is that I'm doing that involves money, my work, my material possessions, um, you know, any purchases that I'm making, like I'm always looking at the pros and the cons. Okay. How much, looking at the value of it, right? Because earth energy looks at the value of things, not just the cost. Okay. Versus, um, you have like fire energy. Fire energy looks at the cost. Okay, how much does it cost? Okay, not really caring about the value, more so of the cost. Versus earth energy. Earth energy looks at things like, okay, the value of it is the cost doesn't matter. How much will this value? How much value will I get from this? Okay, so you definitely want to pay attention to where the ruler of your second house is in your chart because that plays a key into how you assess your money, how you look at insurance, anything that has to do with insurance, money, personal possessions, your self worth. All of that plays a part when it comes to your second house. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have tonight on the second house. Now, in the next live video, I'm going to go into the eighth house. Eighth house is other people's money. Okay. And so we'll talk about that and how that plays a role in when it comes to you and your finances, looking at insurance. Okay. And so, if you found value in this live, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you like this type of content, you can go ahead and subscribe because there's definitely going to be more of this content infused with talking about insurance. Um, Now, if you would like to insurance, it is open enrollment. So if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have health insurance and you need health insurance, um, you want to look at your options. It is open enrollment for the marketplace. There's also other plans that might be available to you, just depending upon your needs. So I do have a free before you purchase health insurance checklist that you can get. I will put the link. The link is in the description of this live, so you can go. You can check that out, so you will know everything that you need to know before you start purchasing health insurance. You can check that out, and then if you want to book a appointment with me, you can also do that in the link in the description in this video. All right. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next live.